Okay, so when you think of twins, your mind probably jumps straight to two kinds, right? Identical and fraternal. That's been the whole story for, well, forever. But what if I told you there's a third type? A category so incredibly rare, it basically lives in this weird biological twilight zone between the two. So let me ask you something right off the bat. Based on everything you learned in biology class, is it possible for a set of identical twins to be a boy and a girl? Think about it. The science we've all been taught has a very, very clear answer to that. Yeah, the answer should be a hard no. Absolutely not. Identical twins come from one egg and one sperm, so their DNA is a perfect match. They have to be the same sex. But get this. In 2019, doctors in Australia came across a case that seemed medically impossible. A boy and a girl who, for all intents and purposes, appeared to be identical. And that one case just blew the whole thing wide open. To really wrap our heads around how groundbreaking this is, we've got to do a quick refresher on the basics. The two types of twins that science has understood for ages. These are the fundamental rules that this new discovery just completely shatters. All right, so here's the twinning 101, right? You've got your identical twins. One egg, one sperm, the egg splits. Boom. Two people with 100% the same DNA. They're always the same sex. Then you have fraternal twins. That's two separate eggs fertilized by two separate sperm. They share about 50% of their DNA, just like any other siblings, and they can be a boy and a girl, two boys, or two girls. Simple enough. But hold on, because every once in a while, nature throws a curveball that is so rare, it literally rewrites the rulebook. We are now diving into a true biological anomaly, a moment where the normal process of making a baby goes spectacularly wrong, and yet somehow creates something viable. So how on earth is a third type of twin even possible? Well, it all starts with something that is never supposed to happen. A single egg gets fertilized by two different sperm at the exact same moment. This creates what's called a triploid zygote, an embryo with three sets of chromosomes. Normally, this is a death sentence for the embryo, but in these super, super rare cases, the fertilized egg just kind of freaks out. It goes through this chaotic split, almost like it's scrambling to fix the fatal error. And out of that chaos, two healthy cell groups manage to survive and form, while the third one just fades away. It's like a biological rescue mission at the most microscopic level. So what does this genetic rescue mission actually create? Well, the twins that result end up sharing 100% of their mother's DNA because they both came from her one egg. But here's the twist. They only share a portion of their father's DNA because they came from two different sperm. So genetically speaking, they are identical on their mother's side, but only fraternal on their father's side. And that crazy combination gets its own special name: sesquizygotic twins. The prefix sesqui basically means 1.5, which is just perfect, isn't it? They're not fully identical, but they're definitely more than fraternal. They are a true third category, sitting right in that genetic middle ground. Okay, so this isn't just some wild what-if theory. This has actually been documented in real people. Let's take a look at the real-world cases and see how scientists even stumbled upon this unbelievably rare phenomenon in the first place. The first time this ever popped up on the medical radar was back in 2007 in the US, and the discovery was almost an accident. It happened after the twins were born, when doctors noticed one of them had ambiguous genitalia. That triggered a deep genetic analysis, which revealed this impossible genetic makeup. Then you fast forward to 2019 in Australia. This time they spotted it during the pregnancy. An early scan showed a single placenta, which usually screams identical twins. But then a later scan showed one was a boy and one was a girl. And the doctors knew something was very, very wrong with their initial assumption. I mean, you have to imagine being those doctors. The Australian team themselves put it perfectly, saying it was medically impossible based on everything they knew. A single placenta pointed one way, but the different sexes pointed the exact opposite way. That contradiction was the giant red flag that they were looking at something brand new. So what does this all mean? We've officially got a new confirmed category of human twinning. It's not in most of our biology textbooks yet, but it's real. Let's break down what this incredible discovery means for how we understand basic biology. And to really drive home how mind-bendingly rare this is, out of the millions upon millions of twin births throughout all of human history, how many confirmed cases of these semi-identical twins do you think we've ever found? The answer is 2. That's it, just 2. This isn't just rare, it's pushing the absolute limits of what is biologically possible. So, let's boil this all down. What are the big takeaways? 1. A third type of twin, the semi-identical or sesquizygotic twin, is real. It can happen. 2. It's the result of one egg getting hit by 2 sperm. 3. This gives them that unique genetic mix, 100% identical on mom's side, but only about 50% on dad's. And 4, it is unbelievably, exceptionally rare. And that just leaves us with this one kind of wild final thought. We only know about these 2 cases because some specific medical red flags popped up. So the real question is, how many other pairs of semi-identical twins might be out there right now, living their lives completely undiscovered?